Good morning, brothers and sisters. This is Keith Thompson, and I want to share with you guys something that I heard yesterday on the radio when I was on my way home. I was in the car, and I listened to Christian Family Network or Family Radio. It's a Christian broadcasting network that's based out of Oakland, California, and it's a very biblical Christian radio channel. They have readings of scripture. They have story time. They have they've partnered with Desiring God and Ligonier, so they have a lot of R.C. Sproul sermons that are being preached and aired throughout the day. So it's just on my way to work, on my way home, I'm always renewed by the word that I hear from this radio station. But a story that I heard yesterday brought tears to my eyes. And I had heard this story before, but hearing it again was very refreshing. Now, the story was told by a pastor. This the reading was from an excerpt of a monologue that an imprisoned pastor told the court before they sentenced him in northern China, and he told a story, a true story that happened. Um, there was an underground church in China. It was out in the woods. It was out in the woods, and it was like in some basement of some abandoned building, and that's where the church would meet up every week, and they would have fellowship and service. Now, the reason why the church was underground was because, uh, no, I'm sorry, not China. This was in Northern Korea. This was in Korea, North Korea. This was in North Korea. I'm sorry, not China. Because as we all know, if you are found with a Bible, a Christian Bible, if you are found worshiping the God of the Bible, you will be imprisoned, and many of them are killed on the spot. This pastor said they were worshiping, and they were knocking at the door. There was a door they had that they would have covered up so that they couldn't see it. But for whatever reason, the police found this door. They found the spot. They believe someone had, ratted them out to the authorities, because in that time, when there were rewards for people who would come forth and uh, basically snitch on churches that were underground. And so there were two police officers at the door, and they let the police in. The police were armed with machine guns, okay? And one of the officers pointed the gun at the church members. This was a very small church. It probably consisted of, I think he said, 25 members. The officers lifted up their guns, and they said, "Whoever does not believe that the God of this Bible is real, you may leave. Okay, you can leave right now. To those of you who do believe that this faith that you believe, the Christian faith, is true, you will stay and you will be slaughtered." One by one, 5 members got up, picked up their bags, and they left. Okay? When they left, when those I think it was, I can't remember the exact, I think it was 5 or 6 members left. When they closed the door behind them, the officers put their guns down, they took off their hats, and they said, "We just wanted to worship with people that were truly Christians. We wanted to know who were true, and that's who we want to worship with." And those police actually became members of that church. Now, I didn't describe it the way that the story was told. It was much more emotional, much more in detail. But I mean, when I heard that, it just, like, tears just started welling up. I mean, that was such an amazing story that these cops had basically defected um, from northern China. The regime, they had basically defected and and were looking for, on a personal note, true Christians that they could worship with. And so they wanted to make sure that the people that they would worship with were ready to die for their faith. And that's why they lifted up their guns and said, "Whoever's not really ready to die for their faith, I want you to get up. You can get up right now and leave." Okay. And those who stayed were ready to die. Were ready to die. And yeah, I just wanted to share that story with you guys. Um, Hope you guys have a blessed day. Thank you for listening.